Welcome back. Shalom Aleichem to another dose of a Biselleh Torah. I'm glad you found time to entertain the opportunity of learning with me today for a few moments. Teitzei is the parasha that we're looking at this week, and it is so full of mitzvahs that of the 613 commandments that we have, 10% of them are found in this week's Torah portion. There's so many to choose from to try to illumine that we are struck by the fact that we can only do a little bit. And so I'm going to choose just a couple of thoughts to share with you today. It begins with Teitzei lemilchama, when you go out to war. It is one of the saddest facts of learning history that when we study history, we tend to study history by wars. That we tell the time of humanity's passing on the earth by bloodshed. What a sad indictment this is on humanity. It is a sad fact that wars have been with us since the time of Cain and Abel at the very beginning of the Torah. But what can we learn from this week's Torah reading that sheds a little bit of light on this darkest aspect of humanity? First of all, not all things are permitted in war. We may demonize our enemy, put them in the category of people that have no redeeming characteristics at all, but they are flesh and blood. Just like you, just like me. They are made in the image of God. And therefore, when we go out to war, we're not allowed to do everything that we would like to do, whether it's looting or stealing, abusing people, taking them as slaves, rape, whatever we desire to do because we think that in the act of war, our enemy is so demonized we can do anything we like. It's not right. It's wrong. That their bodies, their lives, should be treated with as much respect as our bodies and our lives would be, and we want to be as well. And the Torah demands us. But what do we do when we're not at war and we read this passage as simply an arcane aspect of something that has nothing to do with our lives? Please God, this should become so arcane that it loses all of its meaning and value in the future. But for the time being, when there are no wars, we take a different layer or a different approach to this parasha, that the human body is considered to be sacrosanct, and that we don't mark it up. For example, Judaism disparages the idea of marking it up with tattoos or scars or anything that would deface the value of us being made in the image of God. And in the same breath, we also consider the fact that we are made up of two components. According to Kabbalistic and Hasidic thought, there's the animal soul and there's the human soul. And both of them are continuing to battle for dominance inside of ourselves. The hunger of the animal self, which thirsts for conquest, that wants to destroy the other, is always in an argument with the godly soul, which says, wait a minute, they're just like me, they're just like you. Take a moment and realize the humanity in the other. So there are two layers to this parasha are when you go out to war, these are the rules of engagement. And when you're not in war, you're still in war. That every day is a fight, a battle of the self to see which side of us is going to emerge victorious. And then it is the hope of this parasha, it is the hope of God, it is the hope of the rabbis who extrapolate all this meaning from the Torah, that it is the good side of ourself, the godly side of ourself, that will ultimately achieve a victory over the worst impulses that we all have. Shabbat Shalom.